Warning, this podcast contains spoilers.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the SNN TV podcast for Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is Season 5, Episode 10, Past Life. I am your host, the other version of you who is monochromatic and has not caught up with the rest of the color scheme, Jacob. And with me, I don't know if you're to my left or to my right. I never know when looking at these things. It's Rachel. She's right there next to me in the box.
Right here.
Hi.
I'm in the box.
Who's down there?
It's Cleo. If I didn't already wave, I would have made a joke that I didn't have arms. Although that wouldn't have been a funny joke.
That's horrible!
I'm sorry.
You should feel bad.
I do.
Pain and suffering.
Suffering.
Okay.
So, Jake, how badly did you die?
I died, and I'm just not. I'm not.
This episode, oh my god. Oh my god, I don't know.
I was dead.
Yeah.
I was dead. We're vlogging from the
It
underworld.
kind of confirmed a lot of things, that they are essentially stuck in a loop.
Yeah. Yeah, what we figured from the whole Robin thing is basically confirmed, because we have future Elena saying, I've been where you are. I've heard these words that I am saying now.
I am hearing the words that are coming out of my mouth.
Yeah.
In my head.
I'm remembering these words that I'm saying because I heard them from the other me, which is me now.
Right?
But, so yeah, we find out that that's who, the other clairvoyant was, who's not really, because, you know, I think we kind of figured that it was another version of somebody else.
Yeah, we kind of thought it was. We were like, either it's like one of the team members, or it's like their relative that they know because they heard stories or something. So it was like one of those things that was like, don't know.
So it's Elena, it's Yo-Yo, and so I don't know why, but like as soon as she came into the room, and you know, and we saw the person who was like chained up to the floor, I thought, oh, it's her. Oh my god, it's her. Oh my god, it's her. But then, like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, no, it's not. It's
That's
probably, like,
crazy talk. Oh shit.
I had a feeling it was her when the way that they set it up. I was like, oh my god, it's her.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna see herself. So weird. I mean, in other like type of time travel, you're not supposed to see yourself.
No, but we're dealing with a closed loop, which in and of itself is a paradox. Yep,
exactly. Well, we know that now.
So we're working with multiple paradox.
We could only guess. I mean, we got a little hint about, you know, when Fitz and Simmons were talking about the technology that they see here, then they go back and do it. Yeah, that kind. We kind of got a hint of that last week, or a couple weeks ago, but now it's totally confirmed. They're in a loop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if they don't do something, the one thing, it's just going to continue.
Mm-hmm. Now, we start off the episode, a ball lady. She's still dead. Great. And I didn't think I had to see her on my TV screen again, but there she was.
And Casaya is just talking to her.
Uh-huh. See, I knew they had some kind of love thing. He loved her. He absolutely loved her, and he adored her. And yeah, he's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, crazy, having actual conversations with a dead person.
Yes. And didn't believe the doctor. He's like, I can't bring our own kind back. We're more complicated than the humans.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because the thing that brings the humans back is Kree Blood. So, I mean, can't bring a Kree back with Kree Blood.
Because they have it.
Yeah, exactly. So it doesn't really work that way.
No, we have this suspicious liquid that when I guess Casayas's family created it or something, and when you drink it, it kills you. But as it kills you, you go all, psycho bitch.
Yeah. It's like a rage. It induces all your rage and you feel no pain.
Yeah, I don't think it kills you. I think it might.
No, it does kill you. He said it does. It does. He says you will be until rage makes your heart explode.
Oh, okay. All right.
So yes, it does kill you at the end.
Like it literally explodes.
Yeah. So you go for a certain amount of time until your heart just can't take it anymore.
So we had one guy who was who's going up against Daisy, and he's saying he doesn't feel pain.
Yeah.
But Daisy don't care.
Daisy
stabbing him, just stab him through the heart. It's fine. She's like, "Did you feel that?" I don't think he did.
I don't think. But I'm pretty sure he was like, "Yes, relief." Because I can't imagine.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew something was up after that fight with Coulson. Because she's like, "Are you all right?" He's like, "Oh, just a wardrobe malfunction." I'm like, "No, something, dude, you're doing it again. Quit hiding stuff from your team."
Yeah.
But that's what they do.
I mean, we did see a little glimpse of it, and he was obviously infected by whatever that guy had.
Looks like whatever that thing was from Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, right.
It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing that happened on that show. I'm gonna call her Mono Elena because for some reason her past self just didn't catch up with the rest of the colors. I don't know what happened.
Her past self has no blood left.
No.
Oh, her future self has no blood left.
No blood left.
Well,
yeah,
the past future self.
This is future because she's lived through what Elena's living through, so she's the future self.
Yeah,
not the past future self.
Now we know how he's making the babies.
Yeah, her.
And hopefully they turn inhuman. He's using her. He's using her DNA to create.
No fucking wonder the spawn rate of humans is so low because he keeps bringing her back from the fucking dead. So yeah, that's gonna be degraded because not only is Elena's blood now
so thinned out.
Yeah, diluted by Kree blood. But it's also degraded from all the times she's died. So no wonder, and this, I feel like they set up Casaya to be like this awesome bad guy. And now we're at the end, and he's really just a crazy person, and not in the good way.
No, like I said, daddy issues, big time. And I think there's something else that happened. I think his dad saw that he was unstable too. It was like, yeah, we're gonna give you this. You can't do any harm on this little rock.
Yeah, who's this dad?
Yeah, he keeps saying that his dad and everyone looked on Earth as this golden jewel and like wanted, it's like, okay, well, who's your dad? But then we also get that part with Deke when he was just like talking to Daisy and it's like talking about his parents, but in a way that like he knew who his parents are and one of these people were his parents. I don't know. It was really weird. This whole thing was so strange when they start talking about their parents in this episode.
Yeah, there's a lot of... This season has seemed, to me anyway, this is how it comes across, that this season has been about parenthood and parent and child relationships. Because we have, each character has a certain relationship with another character, and, depending on who the character is, they're either the child or the parent. So we have... May, who a couple episodes ago, I guess, was a mother figure to Robin, and also we see she's also a mother figure to Daisy, as well as Coulson, a father figure. And then we have, we have Mac for obvious reasons, and then him and Yoyo sort of kind of adopted Flint. So I find that very interesting, and I don't know. To me, this all leads up to like one of the couples is going to have a baby.
Well, what if Deke was one of their children? Because when he talked to Daisy, I was like, wait a minute, is Daisy your mom? Because the way he was like, you drive me crazy. The way he talked to her was like, You have always driven me crazy.
Is that what we're doing?
I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't.
Star Wars? What?
I don't know, but then that would make sense, because what if she had a baby and or someone had a baby and they were like, we're gonna name him Deke to remember him from dying. So there's that loop again.
Oh my god.
There's the loop.
Are we doing Doctor Who?
I don't think we're not done with the future characters.
No,
Clearly,
we're not.
Deke's not dead either, because they would have shown it.
I don't know.
Shown a little more.
They did. I don't know.
But that aside, unless, it might be. No, wait. Would we have seen her pregnant if it was Simmons?
Yeah.
Would we have seen her pregnant?
I don't think they've gotten the chance to yet to do that.
They might. Oh my god! What if they get back home and that's like the thing that they do, and then they end up having, and then.
But 9
Daisy
months.
is like
oh no, she lives. I don't know.
And then Daisy becomes like the aunt that he doesn't like, because she's always there getting on his case.
But she's not, though, because she's on Earth.
But like I said, I don't know what happens. We don't know what happens. It just seems like he was very familiar. He's very familiar with these people. He's very familiar with them. The way he talks about it, he's very, very familiar.
But he's not. He's never met them before.
Yeah, exactly. But if they're stuck in a loop, maybe he grew up with some of them, or grew up with stories of them, or grew up.
Well, he definitely grew up with stories of them. That's.
I don't know, but the way he's like you've always like kind of bugged me. The way he phrased things, and it was just like, wait a minute, he's never told them anything about his parents, except for that his dad was down there. But when we got there, his dad died. His dad was dead. And we don't know what happened. I mean, we know what happened to his mom, but we don't know who his mom was. And it's just... The future is confusing, especially when you're in a loop. Doesn't make anything easier.
I'm still hoping that he's Bobby and Hunter's son, but I seriously doubt that that's what's going to happen.
So.
Just because I want any tie back to them, which we're not getting.
Yeah.
But for now, it looks like we're going to be leaving his story for a little bit. He's the one who has to go. He's basically the one who has to push the big red button at the end of the episode, because only he can do it. Because, well, of course, he doesn't matter ultimately in all this, because, it's the people who are, out of their own time that have to go back. Mm-hmm. And also, we need Enoch's power source to power the thing, which is going to kill him. I honestly don't miss him. Is that bad?
No, I do.
Here's why I miss him. I think he's adorable, and he reminds me of Data from Star Trek. And Data's always had like a adorable robot part in my heart. Like, most people, like Star Wars fans, love C-3PO or whatever the fuck. I don't know.
Do they?
Data. I don't know. I'm kind of a Star Wars fan. I hate C-3PO.
They like R2 better than they like R2 better than C-3PO.
Everyone loves K2 more so than any other droid in the universe.
Yes.
But at the same time, I do love that his attempts of humor. That he's not intentional. He's saying something. He's not intentionally making it humorous, but it's humorous.
Yes, and that's the same kind of quality I love in Data. And that's kind of why I'm sad about Enoch.
When the Kree was about ready to kill him, he's like, "Well, this is an experience I've never had before."
It will be a new experience. Yeah.
So that's the thing. We also have a little showdown between Mac and Casaya. Casaya's being all a weird berserker thingy.
Yeah, and that was the thing I absolutely loved. Was that in the end he is the polar opposite of the person we've seen this entire season.
Mm-hmm.
He like literally yells at Mac, "I'm going to rip your skull off and beat you to death with it," or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, whoa, that's how that works. That is not a Casaya's thing to say at all.
That's what this thingy does.
Yeah.
So and he kills not
Future.
not our Yo-Yo, but future weird past present Yo-Yo.
Future
Loop.
Yo-Yo.
Call her
Yo-Yo.
Loop Yo-Yo.
Loop Yo-Yo.
Loopy Yo-Yo.
Yeah, that's basically what she is. And at first I didn't understand why he cut off her arms, but I guess then she can't kill him.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess. She has feet and teeth. But yeah, he kills her, and
It honestly might have been just how she died, really.
Yeah,
if she went down swinging, she might have lost her arms dying the first time.
Maybe. I don't know how that happened, but that's the story I want to see. But she's dead. It's not our Yo-Yo, but it's a Yo-Yo, so I'm automatically upset.
That Yo-Yo won't happen if they actually go through with what she said.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Will it? Because if they break the loop,
it will break the loop. And
it will, but this dimension can still exist. This future can still exist. I don't think Flint and what's her name, Tess, are gonna just disappear. I don't think this will just disappear. It will be separate.
It'll be different. It would change.
Hopefully.
Things will change. Just like when you break the loop, things will change. So maybe they will start. They'll start seeing like maybe the Earth come back or something. Something start phasing in, and you know what I mean.
No, I know, but that's there's the two theories of time travel. When you fix or change something, everything else changes accordingly. Or you fracture, and you'll have two timelines.
Yeah.
One where the Earth gets blown up, and one where it doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do this time. I mean, right now, everything's in a closed loop, so everything's in it's in the same timeline.
Yeah, we're still stuck in the paradox. So once the paradox is broken, we'll find out what the fuck.
Well, it happens, yeah. We don't know what's going to happen.
If the paradox gets broken, I mean, we could just do this forever.
Right? If it does get broken, I hope it doesn't split. I hope things just change accordingly. Because then you got that whole like, oh no, there's another one of these out there. Maybe someday we could visit that. Like, can we not? Because we've done this. There's other shows that have done it. And I don't think
it would just be sadder if Flint and Tess just like disappear.
Well, I'm not saying disappear. They could still be alive, but they'd be different people.
Yeah,
I mean, they would be the same people. They'd be Flint and Tess, but they would have grown up differently.
Yeah, but in the same vein, if it just changes accordingly, then the setup for him putting the world back together, here's your blueprint, that setup is rendered null. Like, I feel like that might be tipping their hat to which theory this is.
I don't know. Well, then again, if it does go back, then Tess never died, and that's a good thing. Because right now ever since she's been brought back, I got this uneasy feeling about her. Does that make sense? And I know it's because she's not the same person, and Coulson brought that up to her and stuff like that. He's just like, yeah, you're never the same. And she always felt like at any minute she was going to turn on them. I had that feeling, like any minute she was just going to, I don't know. It's just that's I guess a from the actress's point, I guess that's kind of showing what kind of good actress she is. She gets that, you just get that feeling that, okay, at any minute something else is going to happen.
I absolutely loved Pep Talk Coulson, though. He told her what she needed to hear because he's been there before and he knows.
Oh, yeah.
I was just like, yes.
Well, we discussed that last week, too. We were like,
yeah.
He's been there before, and so she's not the same, and he's not the same. And so finally he kind of told her, and I like that.
But you gotta die again eventually, and I think we're setting up Coulson to die, and I hope that they actually go through with it. I don't want this whole drama of him dying, and then ultimately they don't go through with it.
I mean, but that's the thing. If future Yo-Yo is to be believed, then the reason that the loop continues is because everyone keeps trying to save Coulson.
What if he dies, but then somehow comes back? That'd be different because he'd actually died.
Then they better fucking explain.
Unless she was still very vague about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because just letting him die could mean that they don't try to save him. Or it could mean don't try to bring him back. It could mean either one. So it's, I think, intentionally vague for now.
Yeah. But I want him to die.
It's not that I want him to die because I love Coulson and it's been 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's like Coulson fatigue. Like, I honestly forget he's on this show.
Yeah.
I know we haven't even heard anything through the grapevine if he's leaving or not this season, or what's going on. So I mean, they're usually pretty tight-lipped. This show seems to be about.
If they're going to kill him off, then this would be an easy out for him to not show up in future Marvel movies.
Actually, yeah.
If that's what they're going to, if that's how they're going to do it, then fine. Like, I'm glad that they're actually going to kill him properly if they're going to. Because honestly, I think Coulson at this point, like, I think he wants to die. I think he's like done with all this shit, really.
He does seem like that. He does seem like he's just like, I'm done.
Not to say that, not that he wants to die, but I think he's ready. I think he's ready if it were to happen. And once you're ready for it and like they're setting it up, then I think that's when they need to finally do it. And because
and maybe that's why he's not telling them, because he knows that this will kill him. Kill him, and he doesn't want them to try to save him.
Yeah, and maybe that's like one of the only times where you could, actually, keep this from people. I think he's had a good run so far. Basically, other people are doing his job for him. Like, he's still the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., but, once he's gone, there are certainly people on our own team that could easily take up that mantle. May's definitely next in line, if not Daisy.
Yeah, I think he wants Daisy to succeed him, because he even says, I don't need you to stand your ground, I need you to lead, before he shoots her with the icer. So because I think he knows, obviously he knows he's dying. Yeah. Because
even Yoyo, the future asked Yoyo, the loop Yoyo even said that. He knows he's dying.
Yeah.
And it already started.
And let him.
And let him. Which would be hard. And how does Yoyo going to tell them this? How are they going to...
Don't tell them that.
I guess if she doesn't tell them, I don't know.
I can see her pulling Coulson aside and saying, dude, are you dying?
Yeah.
You can tell me. You can tell me.
If she went to Coulson and said it, that'd be one thing. But I don't think she needs to say it in front of everyone else. And she needs to say it to him going, okay, this is what I said to myself.
Well, yeah. And I think you're right. She should go to Coulson. But then she needs to say, tell everyone else, or I will. Because you're putting us in danger.
I don't want her to do that.
She's got to pull a Cisco. She's got to do
it. Sorry. I don't want her to,
She's got to. She has a responsibility.
Coulson, are you dying?
She does. But then on the other hand, it's a catch-22, because then they'll try to save him. Even
not
if she doesn't want to be saved.
My future self says.
Well, no,
not if Coulson doesn't want to be saved.
No, if he keeps it to herself, and he keeps it to himself, and then someone else is going to find out. It's going to be this horror deal that they're not telling each other.
Like I said, it's a catch-22. It's a catch-22. If she goes to Coulson and is like, myself told me this, and if he says, yeah, I am dying, I don't want the other team members to know, and she's like, but okay, this is what she told me. Are you ready for this? Because this is what she said could break the loop. Should we come to a decision together? Because they both have this information, this really poignant information that could either make or break this loop. It either can continue on, and they're just going to be continually doing this until they break it, or they can actually break it now. So the two of them, it sounds really, it's a lot on their shoulders, honestly, because no one else can make these decisions but those two.
Yeah, and I like this because I like the idea of this because Coulson and Yoyo don't really have a lot of interactions.
No,
because this is a very tightly knit team, but if you notice, there are certain members of the team spend more time with each other than they do with others. So like I like seeing when like some members of the team interact with each other who don't normally do that. Like Fitz and Simmons are always together, and like Mac and Yoyo are always together, and like Daisy's usually, her and like May and Coulson are usually a thing, but like they never really, mingle, beyond that, which I find interesting. I mean, like, obviously they all love each other and their family, but you know, it's certainly it's very cliquey. So like seeing, so like Yo-Yo and Coulson having the secret between them can make for good character moments, and that's what I love about the show is the character moments. And I think Coulson is finally coming to the end of his big character moment, and if the show is going to go on past that, then I think that's good, because change is good, you guys. Change is good.
Yes.
I know people out there listening know that, but change is good.
I mean, look what they did to
change
one of our
is
other
scary. I don't like change.
Well, they totally changed, really, another show what we do here, Once Upon a Time. They totally, this season, just... I mean, they kept a couple
better.
And it is. It's a lot better. It's like a breath of fresh air. I mean, if they took Coulson out and maybe let either May or Scott, Daisy...
Still doing that.
Lead, then and then maybe bring some other people in that we've seen in the past but haven't really gotten. You know what I mean?
Where is that?
It can revamp the show. It could.
Where is that nice boy? That nice
especially
boy who melts
since
the metal.
I mean, I haven't seen the
the
numbers on this.
Y'all remember that Inhuman?
Yes, Joe!
Yes?
My dude! I miss Joe! You're right!
You remember Joe? Melty guy who melts the metal, and he was dating the Power Ranger.
He's too precious for this
remember?
team, though, to be fair. He's, like, he needs to be safe.
But what about, I want to see him, what is he doing? Where's your Power Ranger boyfriend?
Exactly. But, you know, Power Ranger. But it could revamp the show. I mean, I don't know where the numbers stand. But they did change it to a Friday night, which a lot of people think is like death night for a lot of shows. So if they did change things up a little, like, you know, Coulson left, or, you know, died. When he left, if he died.
And he died and he left.
They could go and do, you know, other story plots and have, you know, and brings on a whole new, fresh, you know, thing of how they can write, because then it's what if May is in charge but Daisy thinks she should be in charge, or vice versa, or something, you know, there's that dynamic.
Yeah, I mean,
then
they
could bring other people in, and you know, it's something that some shows have been doing. I've seen it in a lot of other ones. They don't change like everything from the main cast, but they choose like one or two, possibly three people from the main cast, and it does it brings more energy and new energy to the show. I mean, it's not like I don't like Coulson or anything, but you know, he has gone a little stale.
No, we don't hate Coulson, but you know, when we talk about these episodes, how many times do we talk about Coulson?
Not a lot. Not a lot. I mean, it's been a while that Daisy's really been in the spotlight.
That too.
Yeah.
So.
No, the focus seems to be more on Mac and Yo-Yo and Fitz and Simmons. And May, I guess, you know, she like just got, I would call it her episode, like, you know, a couple of episodes ago with her and Robin, but usually I would say Coulson, this is an ensemble cast, but like Coulson and Daisy were like our main characters. And I think Coulson has run its course at this point.
He was integral in getting all these people together, yes. But now that they're all together and they're all working so well together,
it's time to let them.
Not really needed.
Yeah, let them, you know, do their thing. You know, let the birds leave the nest, and we can have more adventures. And
not to sound like really bad, because he's getting up there in age. There's only so much time before he can. He's already lost an arm, and you know, he's already lost a hand. So I mean.
Yeah,
there's not so much time he can still do that shit.
Yeah, I don't think age has anything to do with it. I think it's story. Maybe. It's time.
Yeah, it's time, and
it is time.
And I think with Infinity War coming out, and there's all this talks of like certain contracts being up, and like who's gonna live and who's not. I think it's getting to that point in the MCU where it's time for people to start going.
We don't know what his personal life. I mean, he's married to Jennifer Grey, so I mean, he could be like, yeah, we want to spend some more time together, you know. I mean, between the two of them, they have enough money that they don't really need to work.
Don't stop working. but yeah, I think we're getting to that point in the MCU where some arcs are finishing, and that's a good thing because it makes room for new people. And I think if we're going towards that, then I'm satisfied, and I'm really loving this season with how, because like I think this season thematically is one of my favorites. Visually and character-wise, it's also one of my favorites. But thematically, I love this parent, like with parent-child, and with this sort of idea of your future and where it's going to end and how you want it to end.
It was very much about family in this season. It was very much about your friends, your family, your connections to each other, and I think them giving us little breadcrumbs of are these like characters like Deke and Tess and Flint. Like, are they related to some of these people in in Shield? Even what's his face that got eaten in the first season or first show? That he was having communication with them down below and stuff. Even him, was he? They. It's like I want to know, but I want to know.
Oh, you mean Aladdin?
There you go.
Oh, Aladdin.
Yeah. But it's like at the same time, but it's like, well, can we as a viewer know? Maybe not have like them know. You know what I mean? Because maybe if they knew, then they would do things differently, kind of thing. Maybe if Deke is like related to some of these people on the team or something like that, he kind of. Maybe that's why he didn't tell them, because then they would be like trying to save him.
If he is related to anyone on the team, he does not know. I think that would have come up at some point. I'm not sure that those. I don't think we'll ever know. I don't think that's the important part of the story.
I guess not.
There
is a theory that Flint is Mac and Elena's son rather.
That could be possible.
Yeah, I think so.
What if the girl that was in his Casaya's thing that they took away was their daughter?
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. She didn't have the certain features, if you know what I mean. But
then if Flint was their son, then that means that the inhuman trait gets passed down through birth.
Yeah, and we know it's not necessarily. It doesn't have to be the same powers.
No, inhuman traits can be passed down, just like other genetic markers can be passed down. Yeah. Just because you have an inhuman parent does not mean that you will inherently be inhuman.
Yeah.
We don't know too much about Flint, really. I mean, we know he's 16 years old, so 16 years in the past. We don't know exactly when, like the date. No one knows. No one's even known the date that actually the world kind of fell apart. And we do know that, he didn't really know his parents or didn't know them at all. He never talks about them.
Yeah.
They were mentioned. I don't remember what they said about them, though.
It probably wasn't important if you can't remember it. So next episode, I can't find...
That's not true.
Yeah, I can't find a synopsis for next episode.
There
I don't know
really
if there's one
isn't.
So that's how short these things are getting. But it's
There's
called...
actually the part where there is none at all.
Well, I think because the next episode is 4 weeks away.
It is. We're having a little bit of a break.
For the Olympics.
And then the episode... So that's going to be the 99th episode, and the episode after that, following that, will be the 100th episode. I don't know if we're getting a musical episode of this show. I highly doubt it, but I think it'd be kind of awesome, and I don't think we'll actually do one. Let's see. But next episode is called... That's episode 11. It's called All the Comforts of Home. Which makes me think that something very terrible is going to happen.
Yes, because in
the
promo, they come back and they're 6 months later, and they are the most wanted. So, yay.
But now that they're back on Earth, that means that's where Hunter is. So we might see him again. I don't know. I'm just hoping. I'm grasping at straws. And so, maybe they can sit down. Maybe they can go back to the diner, and turns out their food has been waiting for them there all this time. And they'll finally get that pie, and then we can finally go to the pet store and do all the things that we wanted to do. It's probably not going to happen. I can hope.
I hope they break this loop because
I can help for this damn turtle.
I don't want this loop to continue because it's just really exhausting right now. As a viewer, it's exhausting.
We haven't even been through a whole loop yet, and it's exhausting.
Yeah.
We're like on the back end of the loop, like where the loop loops around, and
where the loop.
No, we're in the middle of the loop. We haven't even gotten back around.
Huh?
Because
kinda, sorta. It depends on whose loop you're talking about.
Yeah, because the loop starts at the diner, and halfway through they come back to their present, and then it ends with them going through the future to the end of the world. That's the end of the loop.
And this episode is sponsored by Threads and Loops.
That is the cutest little sewing machine I've ever seen in my life.
It's adorable. It's nice and portable. It's got a little light. And it's got cute little buttons.
Mine weighs like 40 pounds.
Mine's behind me, right there.
Okay, I think
it's a singer.
Okay, let's stop. Okay,
it's a nice one.
Okay, so that was the episode. That has been the episode, and this has been our episode. Rachel, where can people find you?
You can find me at VikingWitch76 on Twitter and VikingWitch on Twitch.
Chris, where can people find you?
They can find me at Cluemoto on Twitter.
And you can find me and all of my giggles and gore and monsters and mayhem on YouTube at Jacob Salazar, or you can find me on Twitter, tweeting me throughout the life at TunoRland. That is TONOWHERELAND. Join the Norland Society. This has been the At Scene on TV podcast from Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Follow all of us here on the Twitch, where you might be watching us now, or follow us back on the YouTube. Yeah, the Twitch, or on YouTube. But we don't get with YouTube in these political times. But we're on there, and you can follow us at ASOTV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, MySpace, Discord, all of the things that you might be using. And with that, good night, everybody.
I have to press the button. I always forget that part.
Yeah.